Stress is a troublesome concept. In everyday speech, it is used to refer to something which causes emotional or physical hurt. For my term paper, I chose to examine stress in the workplace, environmental stressors, intra-organizational stressors, extra-organizational stressors, or outside stressors, the effects that it has on an individual, coping mechanisms, and how to approach the situation and outcome, either short term or long term. I'll be examining a 32-year-old female who has been working as a junior loan processor in the mortgage industry for the last 3 years. This individual goes by the name of Emily. Emily feels that she's getting taken advantage of by her senior loan processor, the person that she works underneath. Emily feels work overload and stressed out by trying to meet her regular job description duties on top of what her senior asks her to do, which tend to be outside uh, jobs such as answering emails, walking the dog, or getting lunch. External stressors. Many of us have our regular lives outside of work on top of our lives at work. With Emily, while she was experiencing all these workplace stressors, she also had the outside stressors going on at the same time, such as moving back in her with her family, some financial obligations she had to meet that were a little tough for her, and deadlines to meet as far as leaving her apartment by a certain time or getting a project done for work also at the same time. And for Emily, with the personal assistant gigs and tasks and kind of random things going on, it was just work, 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 and it became too much work. Many of us experience burnout. In the journal article Burnout and Work Engagement by Baker, Dimaruti, and Sans Virgil, it stated that after prolonged exposure to high job demands, employees become chronically exhausted and distance themselves psychologically and sometimes physically from their work. Since reviewing Emily and the events that have followed, it seems that she has little experience in any type of coping mechanisms to help her in these situations. I asked her how she copes with these entire stress and workloads when she does, and she stated that she takes long lunches, she gets out of the office for a little bit, and even though it's not suggested, sometimes she comes in late to work. I asked if she had taken any time off or sick days, but since it seems that I know Emily to be more of a workaholic, I knew she never really took advantage of those sick days. Emily was starting to experience burnout in her position. Even though Emily hadn't taken any of her sick days, she had a breakthrough, or more of a breakdown from her burnout into a breakthrough. A couple of months ago, the stress got to her so bad and abruptly that she took a sabbatical and went to a Buddhist temple when things got a little too hard for her to handle. Emily spent 3 weeks there going on guided meditation and working with some of the monks at the Buddhist temple to work on some of her issues and resolve some of her resentment and anger. Some of the solutions that I presented to Emily and came to find after doing some of this research is, most importantly, contact your human resources manager. That's what they're there for. They're a small little niche inside your company that deal with intra-office conflict, or if any sort of policy or procedure within business is being broken. And sometimes they're good to go to just to talk to somebody and let them know what's going on with you, as they are trained to help you and find solutions for you. Also, clearly define your role. Emily struggled with doing tasks outside of what she felt was a junior loan processor. In her job description, it stated to write loans or underwrite loans, contact her clients, and go over terms and conditions on clients taking out new loans. There was nothing in there about going through emails, picking up lunch, or, I don't know, walking the senior's dog. Having a work-life balance is extremely important. A lot of us tend to think a lot about work, and when we get home, it doesn't stop there. We start to think about what we have to do the next day at work, and we don't take time for ourselves or have any self-care time. In conclusion, don't overwork yourself. Find a good balance between work and outside life and fun stuff. Use effective coping mechanisms or outside stress reducers like exercise or finding yourself a hobby. In Emily's case, it was finding meditation as a calming stress reducer. Most importantly, as well, is sometimes saying no is okay. Many of us struggle with a codependent type behavior where we want to please others so much so that we feel good about ourselves. And sometimes that's at the cost of our own well being. So learning to sometimes say no is okay.
You don't gotta go to work, 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 but you gotta put in work, 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 work. You don't gotta go to work, 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 work. Let my body do the work, 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 work. We can work tomorrow.